Marvin, which one of the girls was in here last? I know who it was. It was Marcia, wasn't it? Yeah, she got the hots for me. I think she's in love with me. Yeah, she wants my attention. She wants me to notice her. I notice her. All right, Marv, you got that clip ready? It's a great clip, isn't it? Oh, they're going to love it. All right, let's do it. Good afternoon. I'm Steve S.H. Walters reporting for Breaking News 500 here in Vero Beach, Florida. Today's topic is the Munsters. Yes, the Munsters. Now, before we get on to the Munsters, give us a subscribe, a like, a thumbs up. We greatly appreciate it, and we appreciate you. And best of all, folks, it doesn't cost a thing. Just hit that subscribe, and we're good to go. Now, let's get on to the Munsters. On September 24th, 1964, the Munsters invaded millions of homes on TV with this show. They lasted for 2 years and were canceled in 1966, but they completed 72 episodes. Now, the Munsters are a Transylvanian American family. They resided at 1313 Mockingbird Lane in the fictional city of Mockingbird Heights. It's a good name for a city, right? Mockingbird Heights, I like it. Now, the Munsters' main character was Herman Munster. Now, this is Herman. Fred Gwynne played the part, and he did a fantastic job. Now, Herman Munster, he was a Frankenstein type of a character. He was a big guy, and he was likable, he was funny, he was kind of timid, just a great character. And poor Fred went through hell to play this part because to put the costume on, they padded him up with over 40 pounds of rubber foam in his torso, his arms, his shoulders, his thighs, to make him even larger and a bigger character. And they gave him these asphalt paver boots with 4-inch soles that he had to wear. He sweated like crazy, folks. He was said that he would lose about 10 pounds a month, and he had to rehydrate a lot with a lot of lemonade. And after filming, he could take the shoes and he could dump the sweat out. That's how much he was sweating daily in this costume. Plus, with all that, he had to spend 2 hours in the makeup chair. So he really went through a lot for this part. But what a great character. And again, like I said, he did a fantastic job. Now, for the part of his wife, they first brought in Joan Marshall. But they thought that she looked too much like Carolyn Jones, who played the part of Morticia Addams in the Addams Family, so they kind of let her go. And then they brought in the beautiful, talented Yvonne De Carlo. Ooh, I always had a crush on Yvonne. Did you have a crush on Yvonne? Did you, Marvin? Yeah, she was hot. Well, she was a glamorous movie star, and she was a great actress. They brought her in to play the part of Lily Munster. And for the part of Grandpa, they brought in Al Lewis. Now, Al Lewis was a perfect choice. Now, see, Al Lewis, who played Grandpa, him and Fred Gwynne already had a great working relationship. They worked together on Car 54, Where Are You? So they had great chemistry together, they knew each other well, and they were perfect for the show. And they both thought that Yvonne De Carlo wouldn't be a good fit because, you know, she's a big movie star, she doesn't really know comedy. They didn't think she'd work out. But the talented Yvonne De Carlo, she was so good, after the second episode, they both realized they were wrong, and she was a perfect fit. Now, for the part of Marilyn. Marilyn was played by, well, the first 13 episodes was played by Beverly Owen. Now, Marilyn, she was the only normal-looking character in the show. But to them, she was not normal. She was not right. They were normal. She had some kind of horrible disease, but she was family. Now, Marilyn, unfortunately, left the show after 13 episodes. You see, while they were filming, in real life, her and her boyfriend broke up. And she was so depressed, so distraught. She couldn't get her lines right. She was crying all the time, just crying on set, crying. And, you know, she just couldn't get it together. So she ended up quitting the show and quitting acting altogether. Now the producers had to find another Marilyn. So they brought in Pat Priest. And she did a fantastic job. And she carried out the rest of the series as Marilyn. I never knew they switched Marilyns on me. That was kind of, doing this report, I learned that, and I was a young lad watching the show. I didn't know they switched Marilyns. They do look a lot alike, and Marilyn didn't have like a huge part or anything. Now, for the part of Eddie Munster, well, they started off with Happy Derman. Does he look happy? That's his name, folks, Happy Derman. But they were thinking, he did a pretty good job, I guess. Nothing against Happy. But they thought they could do better for the character of Eddie Munster, and they were looking at Butch Patrick, who had beat out over 100 child actors for that part, and he has been acting since he was 7 years old. So Happy Derman was out, Butch Patrick was in, and that was a perfect fit. And that's the main cast of the Munsters. Now, it was a great show, very funny, very entertaining, and we got a clip that you're going to love. And if you're a Munster fan, you're really going to love this. And folks, I really don't know where this clip's from what episode. So if you know what episode this clip's from, tell me, put it down in the comment section, because I'd like to know. And if you've never seen the Munsters, you're in for a treat. All right, Marvin, you ready? All right, Marvin, let's do it. It's a great clip. Roll the clip.
Morgan's treasure in this valley. Look behind the noble Sally. Pretty rotten poet, wasn't he?
Herman, you knothead. Morgan's treasure. Morgan, the pirate. Somewhere in this house is Morgan's gold. A fortune and treasure from the Spanish Main.
Oh, we've got to find it. Now we got to find the treasure. Then we'll be rich, and we'll live in a lot of luxury, and have millions.
Well, did you enjoy that clip? Really funny, really entertaining clip. Now, with Grandpa and Herman, they always got in trouble together, and Grandpa loved to give Herman a hard time. But they really had a lot of love for each other, and they were fun to watch. It was always interesting whatever they got involved with. I really enjoyed their chemistry and the things they did on that show. And if you know the episode, for that one you just saw, put it in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Now, here's an interesting fact. When they did the pilot series, they filmed it in color. And then they were watching it and they were thinking, let's do the show in black and white. Because one, color was really expensive. It just came out at the time, and they really didn't want to spend that kind of money. And two, because of the characters being like Frankenstein and werewolves and vampire-type characters, they thought black and white would be a little bit more gritty and would be better for the show. And what a great choice that was. Well, hope you've enjoyed this report. I'd love to hear your comments. I'm Steve S.H. Walters for Breaking News 500. Have a great day.